Hello boys and girls, it's Mr. Bade. In this video lesson, I'd like you to learn how to convert a ratio to a unit price. The purpose of this lesson is for you to learn um, how to start with a ratio and then how to convert it to a unit price. But in addition to that, I want you to learn why we convert ratios to unit prices. Take a look at these two products we have. These are cat treats. We have two separate ratios that express a relationship between the cost of a product and amount of a product. In this first ratio, the cost is $1.49 and the amount is 2.1 ounces. The relationship is that for every $1.49 you spend, you purchase 2.1 ounces of cat treats. And the cat treats look like what you can see here on the bag. It also means that you pay $1.49 for 2.1 ounces. With the product on the right, the ratio relationship expresses that for 6 ounces you paid $4.09, or for every $4.09 you spend, you get 6 ounces of cat treats. Each ratio is different. We cannot compare them yet, but why would we even want to compare them? Think about that. Each of these ratios is different, and we do want to compare, but why would we want to compare them? If I'm a shopper, and if I wanted 12 ounces of cat treats, I could buy 6 of these 2.1 ounce bags, okay? Or I could buy 2 of the 6 ounce bags. And I want you to just, without doing too much mental calculation, just think. If you were shopping and you needed 12 ounces of cat treats, would you buy 6 of these bags? Or would you buy 2 of these bags? Which one would make more sense? Which one would save you more money? You're going to get 12 ounces at the end, but are you going to pay more buying 6 of these, or are you going to pay more buying 2 of these? That's why we want to compare. That's the answer to this question. Why would we want to compare them? We want to compare the prices and the amount we're getting because we need to make decisions. With a 2.1 ounce bag, I pay less, but I also get less. With a 6 ounce bag, I pay more, but I get more. So again, keep this in the back of your head as you watch this lesson. When you're a shopper, you have to make decisions. And in this case, when you're buying cat treats, if you needed 12 ounces for whatever reason, you could buy 6 of these, or you could buy 2 of these. You'll end up with about 12 ounces, but what would you do? Buy 6 of these or buy 2 of these? That's why we want to be able to compare these two. It's hard for us to make this decision without knowing something else. When I compare the price of a 2.1 ounce bag with a 6 ounce bag, of course the 6 ounces will cost me more. But if I compare the price of a 1 ounce bag with the price of another 1 ounce bag, then I'm comparing the same amount. Right now it's very difficult to compare these two because you've got different dollar amounts that you're spending on each one, and you've got different ounces that you're comparing. You can't really compare. You cannot make a comparison and say which one you should buy 6 of these or 2 of these. You can't do that yet. You can't say, okay, I'd rather buy 6 of these or I'd rather buy 2 of these, because you can't compare them. You're comparing two different ounces amounts. You're comparing two different prices. But if I compare the price of a 1 ounce bag with the price of another 1 ounce bag, then I'm comparing the same amount. To compare 1 ounce with 1 ounce, I have to convert the ounces in each ratio to 1. The only way to compare these two different products is to convert both of their amounts to 1. What we're going to do is we're going to take these ratios and we're going to convert them to unit ratios called a unit price. So in order to be a better shopper, what I'm telling you is that you need to be able to take ratios that are not in units or singular form, and you need to convert them to unit prices or unit ratios. Again, I'll repeat that. If you're a shopper, in order to compare two products and decide which one is the better buy and which one you should get, you need to convert a regular ratio like this or like this to a unit ratio or a unit price. We need to compare 1 ounce with 1 ounce, and I'm going to show you now how I do that. When we shop at the grocery store, we can make decisions on what to purchase and how much to purchase by determining the unit rate. In this case, we actually call it the unit price because we're dealing with cost per 1 unit. You will now see how I convert a ratio to a unit price. The goal is to get ounces to 1. The reason is this: we are trying to determine cost per 1 unit or amount. In both cases, we're trying to calculate the cost per 1 unit. The reason we call this a unit price is because we're trying to compare the relationship of cost to 1 unit. Cost to 1 unit. You're always going to, in these cases, when looking at or when converting to unit price, you're always going to take the amount of the product and convert it to 1. So what I want to have is a comparison of cost per 1 ounce. And here too, I want to have a comparison of cost per 1 ounce. So think about this for a moment. You're always going to want to convert the amount of the product to 1. Because in a unit price, we are examining and studying the cost of something per 1 unit. The cost of something per 1 unit. So that's why we convert not the dollars to 1. That's why we convert the amount to 1, because we're looking at cost per unit. I'll repeat it again. It's probably the most important thing I'll say in this video lesson. The reason we convert the amount of the unit to 1 and not the dollars is because we're trying to find out the cost per 1 unit. Cost per 1 unit. And now I'll show you how I do this. The original ratio was $1.49 to 2.1 ounces, or I pay $1.49 and I get 2.1 ounces. I've converted my 2.1 ounces to 1. How? I divide this by 2.1. So 2.1 divided by 2.1 equals 1. What I do on this side of the ratio, I have to do on the other side of the ratio. $1.49 divided by 2.1. And I'm going to convert $1.49. I'm going to divide $1.49 by 2.1. The reason I'm dividing $1.49 by 2.1 is because that's what I did on the other side of the ratio. So $1.49 divided by 2.1 is 0.709, or 709 thousandths. If you eliminate everything after the 9, you can convert this to a dollar format. This is, if you take the thousandths off, this looks like 70 cents. There's a 9 there. We can round this to 71 cents. What this means, boys and girls, is that I am paying 71 cents per ounce in the case if I'm buying the 2.1 ounce bag for $1.49. I'm paying 71 cents per ounce. Okay? I'm going to compare that with how much do I pay when I buy an ounce when I'm looking at a 6 ounce bag for $4.09. Well, let's convert this now. I want to get from 6 ounces to 1 ounce, so I'm going to divide 6 ounces by 6. Division sign, divide by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1 ounce. What I do on this side of the ratio, I do on the left side of the ratio. So I'm going to do $4.09 divided by 6. And $4.09 divided by 6. Okay. So and here's the number I get, 0.681, and then 6s and 7. If I take the thousands place off, this looks like 68 cents. I'm not going to round it up. This is a 1. So in this case, I'm spending 68 cents for every 1 ounce. Now I'm comparing 1 ounce with 1 ounce. It makes sense. Now I can truly compare and see which one is cheaper. For every ounce I am getting, I'm paying 68 cents per ounce when I buy the 6 ounces for $4.09. Whereas in the case if I buy 2.1 ounces for $1.49, each ounce is costing me 71 cents. It is actually, boys and girls, cheaper to buy this bag because when we compare 1 ounce with 1 ounce, 68 cents per ounce is cheaper than 71 cents per ounce. What I did, boys and girls, was I converted a ratio like these that are not in unit or singular form to a unit price. A unit price is a comparison or a relationship between cost and the amount of 1. Cost compared to the amount of 1. And what I did to do that is I wanted to get my amount to 1. Ounces. It could be pounds, it could be gallons, it could be the amount of eggs, but I want to get it to 1. And so what I did was I did ounces divided by itself to get to 1, ounces divided by itself to get to 1, and whatever I did on one side of the ratio, I repeated that on the other side. Alright, that's it. Just so you know, for tomorrow, I'm going to do this all over again in class, and I'm going to do it 3 times. If after the first time you feel that you understand and can do this, I would like you to actually stop viewing my instruction tomorrow after my first demonstration and proceed independently if you feel comfortable. I'll be doing 3 models tomorrow. I want all of you to watch the first one for sure. And then if you feel comfortable and secure in knowing how to take a ratio and convert it to a unit price, then I want you to, proceed. Okay? So think about that after you watch this lesson. All right, thanks a lot. Respond to the question that I've posted. Take care. Bye.